YouTubers, it's Spectre here, and today in A King's Tale Final Fantasy 15 we're continuing it back off where we last left off, and you know what? We found out that the enemies are going after the crystal. Now, right at the end, you know, Prince Noctis had started asking questions to his dad, so let's see what his dad has to answer for those questions. Now, we're doing Royal Chambers, Into the Wild. Honestly, I don't know what's going to happen, so let's see what happens in this chapter for this game. You know, Noctis is still a boy, and he's wondering what his dad is going to tell him. So, Noctis says, wait, what was with that blue crystal? And, you know, King Regis, that was what Westcam and I were determined to find out. So, let's see what actually happens. So where did it float off to? You know, we have no idea. They lost sight of it over the plains of Duscae, so I'm most likely believing that King Regis and Westcam went after that crystal. So, Noctis says, is it true there are animals there that are taller than a house? And honestly, that would be really interesting. They're taller than their castle. That's honestly quite impressive for an animal to be taller than King Regis's castle himself. Honestly, I've never even... I mean, his castle is really big. So, Duscae's trail, side by side. Let's see how big these so-called animals are in this chapter for this game. The countryside seems to stretch in forever. We've got to find the cause of the madness. Even the wildlife seems agitated. It's not going to be easy tracking the crystal. So we need to move fast, not mass. Oh, whoa. Alright, gorillas are easily startled and will aggressively charge the player when approached. Alright, so I am not going to approach them yet until I kill these guys off. And also I'm thinking, if they're going to be, you know, if they're aggressive, then I'm guessing what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my magic ability and see what happens. Never mind, they're charging at me for whatever reason. That's wonderful. How on earth? I didn't even go near them, but they charged on their own. That's not good at all. Someone was controlling those creatures. That's beautiful, you know. And there they are again. Now we got all these bombs. Now we're gonna use these bombs to blow them up. So I personally, you know, don't know how to deal with these guys. You know, they're everywhere. They really are everywhere. And they're doing some nice damage to me. Not quite happy about that. So I'm gonna use my magic and hopefully freeze them off, or did they just completely run away and I wasted all my magic? They ran away and I wasted all my magic. That is wonderful. So now, I'm going against Killer V. So it seems like, you know, I gotta press my shield button at a certain time to avoid their stinger, or, you know, I'm gonna get massively hurt. And let's try to not get hurt here. Which is cool though, like with their stickers, when I use my shield, I'm actually deflecting it back onto the enemy. Which in all reality, I find that awesome. That's actually, you know, like my shield actually deflects it and will go straight back to the V that shot it at me. Now, I just don't quite understand how these guys are surviving an Arminger attack. Like really, come on. I'm surviving an Arminger attack. So, you know, that's quite impressive to me, really. That something, just a red skeleton. I mean, I understand they're red skeletons, they're stronger, but seriously, it looks like my magic hasn't come back either, so I can't even use my ice ability on the running rampaging gorillas. That's what I'm gonna call them, gorillas, because they're not gorillas, because it wasn't with an O, it was with an A actually, if you guys had saw that when I was pronouncing it the first time. But yeah, I mean, I'm quite curious as to who's actually controlling those animals, because, you know, that's the first for me to see, you know, that the enemy was actually controlling the animals. Quite interesting, really, that, you know, for these animals to be there, that someone's actually controlling them. Now, who's controlling them? I don't know. Is this person who's controlling them going to be like the final boss for this game? Honestly, I have no idea. But awesome, I have now just unlocked my second magic type ability, and it is fire. I wonder what the fire's ability is going to be like when I activate it to its fullest potential that it can give me. And honestly, I can't wait. I'm actually going to try and kill off all these enemies here to get as much magic gain as I can, so I can see what type of, how massive that fire is going to be when I actually use it, you know. Now I'm cooking, so I guess because, you know, King Regis was like, oh yeah, I have my fire ability, you know, red and blue Flan are resilient against physical attacks and impervious to magic that comprehends to their color. Try using the opposite color. Alright, so the red Flans are what they're called. I'm gonna call them slimes because these things are not Flan. Flan is a food. So these slimes, you know, the red ones are obviously going to be weak against the ice abilities, and the blue ones are going to be weak against the fire abilities, so they're going to kind of have a color-based system of what is resistant to what and what is weak to what type of magic. Which I personally find quite awesome, really, like that they've done that to this game. But ooh, that bomber has gotten a lot bigger since I hit. I am no longer going to attack those guys like that. I am now just personally going to be doing simple stuff as in, let's use some fire. Maybe not. He just hit me, let's try to dodge all these guys, get some distance, charge up my fire. Now let's see what this fire magic can do. Ooh, that's beautiful. Yes, I totally can agree with the fire. It's not as slow as the ice because it's not a slow effect, it is a burning effect. And personally, I am okay with that, so now I know that the fire ability is something to actually go in for a quick hit, you know, so I'm not trying to get away from the enemies as fast. I'm more like trying to burn them down, which I'm perfectly fine with. You know, that one was okay, you know, one straight line, but I will not complain when it comes down to actually using my ultimate ability for fire, because, you know what, that will wreak a lot of havoc on whatever enemy bosses that I have to go against. Now, I wonder if in this chapter are we actually going to figure out who is controlling these bugs, or is it just going to give us a little bit more information on what, you know, their whole thing. But alright guys, guess I was wrong. That's the end of this chapter. I hope you guys liked this video. Please comment, like, and subscribe if you did. I hope you guys have a great day. Thanks. See ya.